Well, hey everyone, how's it going? My name's Shani and I am a part-time reseller, and tonight I have a ship with me. You'll have to excuse my voice. I have been sick and I am finally over the hump. I'm on the downhill side of it, but my voice is still kind of nasally today. So today is Sunday night. It is September 28th. I have 7 items that have sold from yesterday morning, from when I did my ship with me video yesterday morning to today. So even though I've been sick, I've been trying my best to stay on top of things. And so, yeah, so that is what it is. I did nothing yesterday after my video though, did nothing. I was a couch potato. So anyway, some days you just need to do that and let your body heal and then get back at it. So today I am getting back at it and getting prepared for my weekday tomorrow. So it wasn't the best weekend, but if you watched my video Saturday morning, my Friday was phenomenal. I think there was 10 items sold just on Friday. It was such a very, very good day, Friday. The best day I've had. Probably, it was my best day of the year, probably. I mean, it's sad to say, but it probably really was. I am a part-time reseller, so I am a hospice nurse, and I work 4 days a week, and I do get 1 day off in between. There's some, usually Wednesdays, but this week, it's gonna actually be Thursday. So anyway, so I am lucky in that aspect that I don't have to work that 5 days. I work 4 days a week. So yeah, I spend as much time as I can on this, and I am currently paying off our debt one little chunk at a time. So let's just get to it. I had 2 Poshmark, 1 Mercari. I haven't had a Mercari sale for a while. Actually, I say that. There are 2 things. Oh, I did sell Mercari on Wednesday. I was going to say, and last Sunday I had a Mercari sale. But yeah, that was the first Mercari sales for a while. So let me just do that one. And Mercari is the only platform where I do not buy my shipping label from Mercari. So what I do, it shows that I do free shipping, but then I adjust the price of the item with the shipping cost included. And then I say free shipping because I use my own labels. I do not like Mercari shipping and the labels. I've never liked that. So I utilize Pirate Ship to ship my Etsy sales. I do charge shipping on Etsy, but you can buy your own labels on Etsy. So I do that. I do it with Facebook and I do it with Mercari. So Mercari is really the only one I just finagle the price of the item a little bit because I have to do it that way. But it is what it is. I know there's a lot of opinions and comments about using Pirate Ship or a third-party shipper. Knock on wood, I've never experienced issues. Never. And I've used it for 5 years now. I think I've used it since 2020. So 5 years, and I've never seen a problem. I know other people have had problems with Pirate Ship and their postal service. So knock on wood. You know what? I'm not speaking it into existence because I don't want that to happen. But this is the Mercari sale. This is a pair of thieves. It's just a men's size medium t-shirts, classic tees. There's 2 of them in there. This was from Target and they had discounted it. I got this at my local pallet place. If you've watched me for a while, you know I get a lot of underwear packages there. My underwear bin is at the top and it is like low. It was full. I get it full. I go to the pallet place, buy a lot of underwear, get it full, and then I sell out of them. So it's getting pretty low. So I guess I need to maybe make another run to the pallet place and see if they still are getting underwear. But anyway, this is sold for $18, and that was probably what let me see, I'll just tell you what I chose to list it out on eBay. Let me go to my unsolds on eBay. Okay, so I listed this on eBay for $12.99. So then I listed it on Mercari for $18. So you can see I've added a kind of like a shipping price in there. So it sold for $18. I did pay the shipping out of that, and my net profit. So I got this last year, so it's old inventory. So I'm technically not claiming my cost of goods, but I will tell you last year my cost of goods at the pallet place was $207 an item. So I don't make a whole lot on the underwear. They just seem to be pretty consistent sellers when I have them. So my net profit for this year is $9.90. So there was my Mercari sale. My Poshmark sales. Okay, this is today on Poshmark. I was super happy about this one. This is a Talbot's non-iron plaid long sleeve blouse with jeweled button, size large. So very cute. It's not a flannel. It's just a really nice, it's kind of a collared shirt, but the collar kind of is up there. If you see, it kind of sticks up. But there's the Talbots, and look at the jeweled buttons. Aren't those pretty? So I got this year. Let me see. I got it June the 7th. I got it at a garage sale, but I paid $4 for it. I probably paid up for it just because it was Talbot's. Talbot's seems to do pretty well. And I knew it would sell around Christmas time. It just has that look for Christmas. I don't know what it is, but it has the look, right? So, it's got a little bit of fuzz. But it looks like it was seriously never worn to me. It doesn't look like it was worn one bit. So it's beautiful. I think, I can't remember what I had it listed for. On eBay, I had it listed for $22.99. So I probably would have had it listed for $23 then, because I usually round up. I received an offer of $15 today, and I'm going to be honest, I just wanted the sale. And that's okay. I'm making money. My net profit is only $8 on this, but I knew I hadn't had the best weekend. And as we come down to the end of the year, I'm like, okay, let it go, Shannon. Let it go. Because I think what I'm going to do this year is in the month of December, I did it last year. I want to say I did it last year. I am going to have big blowout sales to try to help clear out inventory for my next year. And if it drops my inventory numbers, I'm good with that, because that means I can try to focus my store and get higher quality items, and really try this next year to maybe bulk up my net sales profit, if that makes sense. Because you all see a lot of $8 to $15 items go. And although I do feel like I'm somewhat limited in my availability to thrift because of my full-time job, I mean, don't get me wrong, I am perfectly happy selling bread and butter items. Perfectly happy. Now, would it be better if I could try to bulk that up a little bit? Yes, of course. And so that's the goal. So anyway, yeah, I know I'm going to be starting to have sales pretty soon, and I just think it's better to move stuff in the last quarter than to hang on to it and have it into the new year. So there's that, and it's going out in a 10 by 13. The second Poshmark sale is I got this April the 9th. Guess what my cost of goods is? 13 cents. This was the awesome cost of goods. Now it's not like a super, it's an Ann Taylor. This is an Ann Taylor size 12. It is a really cute contrast, black and tan pencil skirt. It has a zipper detail on the front. Just really pretty. It's high quality. It is really nice. I loved the skirt when I saw it. I thought about keeping it for myself, but you know, I don't have a job anymore where I have to dress up since I'm not in administration anymore. Thank you, Jesus. Not going back there. So anyway, I let this go. I had ended and sold similar and lowered the price to $13, and it sold on Poshmark within like 2 days of relisting the item. If 2 days, it may have only been a day. So my net profit is only $9.92 on this, but I am a-okay with that. And another Poshmark sale. I'm really happy my Poshmark has increased. I don't know if we're coming into the fourth quarter or the whole shipping, price lowering, like lower priced items are now selling. Because I guess maybe they feel like it's more fair with the shipping cost. But I've had more sales on Poshmark, so I'm really happy about that. Okay, and then I have my eBay sales. Sorry, guys. Okay, this is a cute little dress. I got it on 75% off day at the Goodwill. I do miss having my Mondays off and going to the Goodwill, because that was what I did. It was kind of my Monday morning routine. I've not been to 75% off day forever, and I was becoming kind of one of the regulars, you know. I started seeing the same people. I knew they were resellers. I knew what they were looking for. They probably knew what I was looking for, and we would all start at different sections, which that really worked out, actually. There was one, she would go to a different section, and then she'd always come to the dresses second, and I would still be like halfway through the dresses. I always usually started at the dresses, and then I went to shoes. Just because I really like having dresses in my inventory. But this is a Sacred Threads. It is a woman's short sleeve lace up boho flowy dress, one size. So it's kind of a one size fits all dress. It's really cute and flowy. Definitely boho-ish, gypsy. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's definitely cute. I'll tell you that. So I had a girl reach out to me yesterday asking me for measurements, and I just politely said that they were in the pictures, and she responded that she was sorry she didn't see them initially. So it helps to always be nice and respond politely, because I know that there's some sellers that probably don't. And she bought it immediately. So I'm super happy with this. I got this May the 26th for $261. I sent an offer to her. She accepted at $15.29. My net profit for this year was $10.31. So I am really happy about that. And this was my first sale on Saturday on the weekend. So it was, yeah. Today's picked up a little bit more, but yesterday I had only sold 2 items all day on all the platforms. And I was like, oh, okay. Just making sure I'm sending it to the right person. Okay, and then came in this really cute Crazy Horse Liz Claiborne Sailboat Nautical Knit Sweater. Oh, this is the wrong thing, sorry. Nautical Knit Sweater. It's a petite medium, new with tag. So you saw this in a haul this year, and I got it on March the 12th for 70 cents. I got it in a bag sale, and they must have just got a big donation from someone, because I ended up getting a lot of this type of like Kohl's items, some Kmart items, really cute. But this had been reduced back in the day to $9.77. It's vintage now. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it looks like it probably is, but of course it's got fuzzies on it. I posted it, and it sold for $25.20. So really happy with that, for sure. And it's just a really cute sailboat sweater. And that's so cute. It's kind of one of those like pieces. It's timeless, you know? It's really like the knit is really nice too, I think. So, okay, let's get this thing folded up. I had it folded up once, but. So 25, what did I say? She bought it for $25.20. My net profit for the year is $19.46. So I am super happy with this. I knew it would sell, but it was just a matter of the right person. And, you know, one thing I could have put was like old money. So old money is an aesthetic that you can use in your title. You've probably seen me use it a few times. This reminds me of kind of an old money type, not like, what am I saying? Like Lake Tahoe, old money, a beach town, like a rich lady in a beach town, I guess. I don't know. I feel like it does anyway. So anyway, I'm super happy, even though it's only the Crazy Horse brand. It just kind of has those vibes to me. And it is as well going out in a 10 by 13. You see a lot of my stuff going out in a 10 by 13. Okay, so this is an old year's flannel. You all have, if you've been here a while, you know that every year I start collecting flannels. I have several up here. And I do this for an end of the year sale that I have at my craft fair back home that I go to every December. And I started the craft fair when I lived back in Kansas, and I did it for about 8 years or so. And then I moved to Missouri, so I had to pass it on to a couple of my friends that now do it. So one year I just had, really how it started is one year I thought, what else can I take to this craft fair? And I knew I had a lot of flannels in my inventory, and here it was December. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to take an entire rack and put $5 on them and see how many I can get rid of. Well, that year I like sold out. When I got there, I set my stuff up Friday. And by the time I arrived Saturday morning, there was money on my table and flannels were gone. And the girls were like, people have been buying flannels from you before you even got here. And so for the last couple years, I take flannels and I have a rack, and now people know that I'm going to have my flannels. So when I go to these bag sales and I am paying $1 or less cost of goods, I take them. If they haven't sold, if I don't have them posted or they haven't sold by the time December rolls around, I take them. Now, I don't pay up for flannels unless it's a high-end brand. And then in that case, I would probably question myself, like, do I want to take this flannel? But for the most part, like, if it's a high-end flannel, it's probably going to sell quickly online. So for the most part, I do very well. So at the end of that year, last year, I came home. I think I took 3 plastic tubs of flannels. I think I came home with 1 full one. So I did very well with my flannels. So I was like, what am I going to do with all the extras? So what I did is I ended up posting a lot of them for like $6.50. It's like the last ditch effort on eBay. So I didn't know I still had some listed. I know I still have some down in tubs down in here from last year, but this just happens to be one of those, and it's just a George brand, which is Walmart. But if you go buy a flannel at Walmart nowadays, you're gonna pay $20. So I feel like this is a very nice flannel. It's like green and orange and brown, really pretty. But it's a men's medium. They liked my item. I sent them. I went ahead and sent it 10% off, and they accepted. So this only sold for $5.85, but I'm clearing out for new ones this year because I don't really want to take the same old ones, but I will take whatever's left over because, you know, a lot of times you do get some new crowd coming. So $5.85, my net profit is $3.91. So hey, I don't have a cost of goods since it was last year's an old item. And I'm just glad to clear it out. You know, sometimes it's kind of like those balloon pants I sold. What was it yesterday? I made $1 something. I'm like, I'm just glad to be done with it. Because sometimes you do have bad buys and you're like, okay, let's just get rid of this. Make my money back. But anyway, it's clearing out my tubs for new flannels to go this year. So I'm happy with that. All right. So this is the last sale, and it was an auction, and it's a vintage signed Avon jewelry lot. Necklaces, rings, bracelets, brooch, lapel pin was my title. I can't remember how many items there were, but I'm sending them out in one of my little white boxes you guys have seen. And before I started this video, I went through them and I separated them. So like, here's a beautiful necklace. Here's a necklace. I don't want them getting all tangled. So I think there were, let me see. I know I put how many items were in it. This is all that jewelry that I get. There was 29 items here. So the 29 items sold for, it ended at $31. I think I had started this at like $12.99 or maybe $18.99, something like that. But it ended today at $31. You all know I get all of this jewelry in a lot. I just picked up a lot to show you guys what it looks like when I pick a lot up from her. I had someone ask a question about the jewelry lots. So $31 with the signed Avon, and I did donate $3.10 to my local charity. My net profit is $23.14. So I am stoked about that. How'd your weekend go? Let me know in the comments. And then this is what these boxes look like. I just tape up the sides. And then I stick my label right on top here. And it is good to go. All right, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna unclip you for a minute. My bad. So this is exactly what one of the boxes of jewelry looks like when I get it from the girl. Today she had kind of, this part was separate. This is exactly what she handed me. And then she's amazing. She actually has been collecting mason jars for me. And it just so happened, the lady that owns the flea market booth that I have my flea market booth in, where I take the jars of jewelry, she texted me today and was like, look at all your jewelry tickets. I had $18, $18, $30. Like, I have been selling them. I'm so happy because this last week when I went down to the booth, I was like, they're not moving as fast as I want them to, but they're moving. But it looks like since I've been there, I've probably sold like 7 more jars. So that's good to know. But this is just an example. This is heavy. So she estimated it probably weighed around 50 to 60 pounds. I paid her $175 for all of this today. So, I already pulled out some matching ones that I saw. I just, as I go through this, and I don't know if I can tilt. There you go. So as I go through this, truthfully, I'm looking for the quality of it. Is it signed? I found a lot of signed pieces, oh, and that goes, okay, so I did have another sale, but they haven't paid yet. I separate it. If it's signed, I'll separate it from like the Avon lot. And then I posted a Monet Napier. I posted a lot that had all the old vintage signed things, and that one did sell for like $52, I want to say, but they have not paid for it. So I'm looking basically if it's junk, like this is an old earring that has lost its little thing. So this will go, I don't want it for my crafting, so it'll go into my junk lot. And that's where I make the decision if it's junk or not. It'll go into my junk basket. And then when my basket gets full, that's when I post those junk lots, because that's about 7 to 8 pounds when that thing is full. So I basically go through it, and while my husband watches TV, I kind of decide, do I want to post this in a lot on eBay? Is it good enough I can post it by itself? I just separate it out. Like this little piece is an old brooch. It looks like an old brooch of some sort. All the rhinestones are there, but the back is broke. You know what? It is an old piece of a bracelet. Those stringy bracelets, that's what it is. So since all the rhinestones are there, I might actually use that in my crafting. And that's where, if you saw my crafting Christmas tree, I used every bit of like the stuff I've saved for myself. This is kind of the stuff I'm using for those. And so I'm getting ready to actually make another Christmas tree, but it's going to be in a framed, like you can hang on the wall. So anyway, and then there's always like, this is just a random, I don't know what that is. This is me a lot. I don't know what this is. It's like a glass pendant that maybe the top of it is out, so it might be junk. But if it's okay, so this is a good example. This is just a vintage clip-on earrings, set of earrings. I'm not gonna wear them. They're what I would not consider to be good enough to sell online. So what I do with these is I throw them in a jar and I put them in my flea market booth. And those jars hold a lot of jewelry, and I normally list them around $15 to $18. The jars that are more full of like probably better stuff like this, I marked them at 30. So, and then like I always find, bless it, this ring really got jacked up. Look at this ring, it's really messed up. So, okay, so, and I'm trying to just walk you through my process of how I decide what to do with it. And if you have better ideas, throw them out there. I kind of like what I do. So like on this one, clearly no one can wear this as a ring. I do have a junk lot of rings started because I found that when I separated the rings out and I sold junk, like a junk ring lot, they sold well, like, and I got a good review. I want to say a 3-pound lot sold for $60 some, and she gave me a really good review. But like on this one, I'm probably not going to sell it, but look at the top. It's a gold flower with a rhinestone, and I know if I cut that with some cutters, I can use this gold in a gold Christmas tree art design that I want to make. So that's what I'm going to do with that. And so I'm just kind of walking you through my brain as I go through this. And this is, I mean, essentially this is all I'm going to go through. You know, I'm not going to go through this whole box and you guys have to sit here for hours on end, but here's another example. So here is an earring, a gold flower earring, really pretty, right? But if I can't find the match, I'm going to cut the end off, and I'm going to use this in my gold Christmas tree. Isn't that so pretty? So if it does have a good match, then I put it in my earring lot, and I either sell it online. These would probably be pretty enough I could put in a lot online, and I usually sell about 23 pieces. I've been putting about 23 pieces in a lot and marking them $28 to $29. It just kind of depends. They're a little bit slow to sell. I will say that. I'm wondering if I've marked them too high because most pieces are unbranded in them, but they're just good pieces of jewelry that, you know, they haven't tarnished. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of my brain as I go through this. I really like these. I hope that, and sometime, oh, this one is signed. It's signed 15, I think. That's the problem with my aging eyes now, because I now have to use magnifying glasses on a lot of these. Sometimes though, as you go through jewelry and you notice, well, this isn't marked. Let's say it's not marked. The old Monet, a lot of the earrings with Monet, the earring wasn't marked, but the backs were marked. So you can find, I have found some Monet earrings that way. Oh yeah, this was an old bracelet, because here's a couple more of these. Really. So I could junk them, but all the rhinestones are there. So why would I not utilize them in my crafting? And every once in a while I get weird objects and things. So anyway, I just wanted you guys to see what I know that I'm blessed because I have this kind of in with this girl. For those of you that are interested in jewelry lots, how I made a connection with this girl was on Facebook. It was Facebook Marketplace. She had originally posted like tubs like this and in her flea market booth and said, I have restocked my flea market booth with tubs of jewelry, $30 each. And so I went to that flea market. I love that flea market, and they just closed down a couple months ago. It was really sad, but I bought one of these from her, and I got home and I was it was like a lot of it was signed. I got a couple like fine jewelry things in it. And so I sent her a message and I said, hey, I just wanted you to know that, I went and bought one of your things, and, it was really good stuff. I'm very happy. I can't wait to go back. And she was like, well, thank you so much, but unfortunately they haven't even announced it, but they're closing, and so I won't have a flea market booth anymore. And I was like, Well, I would love for you to keep in touch with me, because if you want to sell jewelry, I would be interested. So what I did is I saved her as a favorite seller on my Facebook Marketplace. And then I watched and as she posted jewelry lots, and I just started buying them. And I was like, listen, I would be interested if you wanted to send me a message before you even throw it up on there. I will probably buy from you because you have good stuff. And so that's kind of how I got my in with her. And so, you know, I don't know everything about jewelry. I'm learning. There's some of you that watch me that are way more knowledgeable than me. Okay, way more. But I'm having a great time. I will say that. I have found some fine jewelry that was maybe missed. You know, I don't know. I'm just having a good time, and I'm finding so much to craft with, and I've always wanted to do that. And like that Christmas tree I made, that was the first time I've ever done that. It was pretty tedious, I will say that, but the outcome was beautiful. And so anyway, I'm excited to get going and to create more things like that too. But you know, for the most part, I feel like it's totally worth it. And I have said no a couple times here lately. Like the lot before this one, she had messaged me and we were out of town for our anniversary, and I just told her, I think I'll pass because I'm out of town. I won't be able to get it from you for a few days. And so she actually has buyers lined up after me. I kind of feel blessed because I'm one of her, I feel like I'm one of the first ones she messages. But don't be afraid to reach out to someone that you see posting lots for sale, because she said to me before, like, I'll probably be picking up another lot here in the next couple days. So she has an in with estate sales. She has mentioned kind of estate sale companies, but I know she'll drive out of the city. She drives away to go pick up these big lots. So I don't know who all she works with. I wish I knew. I mean, I wouldn't, you know, cut her out or anything. But that would be like, ideally, that's what we all want, right? We all want to be like that person that gets like the first pick. But I'm okay with being the second pick, or the third, I guess, since those estate sale companies probably go through too. So anyway, I'm fine with that. And yeah, but otherwise, that's all I got for you tonight. Thanks for watching. I hope you get your week started off, and hopefully tomorrow you'll see me and I will give you the totals of my sales for this week. So we'll see you later. Thanks.